Oh hey, do you have paintings in your home that are tragically naked? Then you might like today's episode. The camera's that way. The camera's that way. Okay. Welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY. I am your girl Katie, and we are standing in my very grand hallway. This is actually a state-funded National Museum gallery celebrating my beautiful cat, Baguette. Don't complain. What we have here are two beautiful paintings of Baguette, but they are very boring because they do not have frames. I could pay to have them custom framed, which would be expensive. Or I could spend a lot of time trying to thrift frames in these perfect dimensions, and that would cost a lot of time. But instead, why don't we spend our time and money making custom frames for these and praying that they're slightly cheaper, but honestly might be more expensive. Oh, you guys, she's so cute. All right, so here's the deal. There are kind of two ways to have a frame for a painting. One is to just build a frame that is the exact thickness of the painting all around. The second, you actually build a smaller base and then a larger base on top. We are going to do both versions to frame both of these paintings. And yes, full disclosure, this is actually a Photoshop photo that was printed on a canvas as a gift to us, in case that's something you care about. So what you're gonna wanna do is measure all sides of your canvas. You're gonna want to measure the width. And then you're gonna go to the hardware store and you're gonna get the wood pieces to cut down. It's gonna make sense later. Let's go to the hardware store. Last night. Oh hey, here we are, going to the store. Shocker guys, I wear glasses. You guys didn't know that. Also, hi, Hollywood Home Depot. My favorite Home Depot in all of Hollywood. I'm feeling very lazy today and I kind of just want to cut this down in store because it's just a lot. Ooh baby, 77-cent dowels. FYI guys, you always want to check your wood because we got some like nasty knots there and like that is not what we want. It's very loud in here. Okay, they don't have the ornamental moldings I want at this location. I gotta go to my backup for them, but we are gonna cut these babies down. And this is why it's great. You can just cut these little small pieces down in store and you don't have to buy more tools or drive all the way to your mom's house to get them because you don't want to re-buy tools. And I know that this is like the most intimidating thing to see and I want to teach you how to do it because nobody taught me. So this is the station and basically it always has this groove in the middle because that's when you cut, that's where your saw goes down to. So you want to hold it over that, mark it, and then cut it down. And you always also want to start with a small little groove mark to kind of catch the teeth and then keep going in that space. This is not a fine-tooth saw, but it doesn't matter because this part's not going to show. Okay, we have secured all of the wood. And as I was doing it, I was like, this is great, I could cut it in store. And then I realized, are you freaking kidding, you dummy? You gotta do angle cuts. So I did have to buy a miter box saw. This is 20 bucks. I got the $20 one because it had clamps in it. And guys, when it comes to wood, you don't wanna be clampless. Great. Okay, this is what I was looking for all along. Beautiful decorative trim. Okay, I've been here for like 20 minutes doing different combinations. So not only do they have trim up there, they also have these like smaller pieces and you can like tuck them in, mix them up, mix and match. Okay, I figured it out. Oh hey, we love a 10 p.m. at night light miter sawing. So if you guys don't know, this is called a miter box and it has all these different angled cuts. And the point is that you can do these 45-degree angle cuts so that your frame pieces like line up as a right angle. And it's one thing to measure everything out perfectly, but it is another to ensure that it really actually will fit around the piece that I want it to. So I am just being very, very careful and like building it around the existing art. Guys, this sucks. Not gonna lie, it sucks. It's a lot. It's 10:20 at night. Kind of tired, kind of sweaty, kind of messy, but baguette deserves that. Okay, we're back. Here we are. Check this out. This is where we're at. We have our little 14-inch by 14-inch canvas here. And after cutting last night, we have a 14-inch by 14-inch frame. And I wood glued these overnight. Sorry it wasn't on camera. A lot was happening emotionally. It was late. I just couldn't have it in me. But if you look at that, we got a frame. Because this is so narrow, you can see it just sets right into this frame. This is 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch deep. You get it. Now, for the other one. So this bad boy is like 1.25 inches thick. And basically, if we put a normal just frame around it like we did the other one, the canvas would jut out too far, so you have to build up the frame from behind. This canvas is 16 by 24. So what I did was I cut two 24-inch pieces on the side, and I cut 2 pieces, which are actually 17.5 inches. Now, in case you didn't know, canvases are framed with wood. And what we're gonna do now is actually nail these in to the side, flush with the back, so that I can have a frame that rests on top of it, right? Yeah. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you have nails long enough to go through both, right? Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna lie, I had a problem. My nails were like long enough to go through, but just not long enough to stick. And the longer ones I have are too long, they'll go all the way through. So what I did is I actually like put some wood glue and kind of clamped it all together. And I think between the nails and the clamps and the glue, we should be good. But you can see here, it's already kind of fun and framed, and it's just gonna get cuter from here, because now we're gonna cut the frames for this. Something that's also really smart to do is to clamp both sides of the miter box down instead of just one side like you did last night. Oops. Oh. Woo. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna kind of glue it together around the painting so that we know it is all correct. I used wood glue on last night's frame. I'm gonna use Gorilla Hot Glue on these, because I'm short on time. We need to get this painted, and Gorilla Hot Glue is actually pretty high strength, so we should be good. Oh, but don't forget to sand. And we're hitting these bad boys with wood filler. Obviously there's a lot of like details in these corners, so I'm just using a toothpick to either like shove wood filler in where it needs to go, or to dig it out of where it shouldn't be. Time to sand these babies down. There's a lot of detail in this. This feels very Jurassic Park, because you're like uncovering bones and then digging them out, and a lot of dust. Alrighty, we have 2 beautiful frames. I did buy additional trim. This is like a rope trim. It's really cool, but to be honest, it's just too much trouble to put this in, and I don't think it needs that much, so I'm gonna return these, and now we're gonna start painting these. I want these to look like they're hanging in a national museum, and so we are gonna go with gold, but we wanna make them look a little bit more antiqued. So actually, to start, we're gonna spray them a shocking color. Black. We are back and we are black. And we are putting black down first, because when you put the gold over it, you will see some of the black in the grooves, and it will make it look more antique and aged. And to make these frames gold, I'm going to be using a controversial product on this channel, which is Rub & Buff. We're gonna use the color European Gold. I would say European Gold is the perfect shade for our beautiful little kitty gallery. Do you agree? Thoughts, opinions? The camera's that way. The camera's that way. Okay. If you don't know about Rub & Buff, it is this simple waxy gold paint kind of formula that you just put on straight on with your hands, rub it all over everything, and that's it. Alrighty, our frames are gold, as is my hand. And we're gonna let these dry overnight and we will be back to hang them up. Alrighty, frames are beautiful, frames are ready. When you have a two-tier frame like this one where you have a base and the top frame that goes over it, to put them together you can wood glue, Gorilla Glue, command strip. I command strip these because, to be honest, I think I'd like to go back later and do some more gold detailing. So I command stripped it on so that I could take it off and do that at a future date, perhaps in a future episode. Maybe we will make over these frames. Who knows? Keep watching. Whoa, how crazy. Now for this second guy, because this is just one single frame, there are all sorts of ways that you could make sure that this stays inside it. You could, you know, glue it or put a cardboard backing, whatever. I'm actually just gonna put this on the wall and then command strip this one around it. Step one. Step two, rip off your command strips. Okay, now that you've seen them, let's give you your official, really exciting, really big, grand reveal. Kitty, what do you think? You love it? Well, I love the fact that I don't have to look at these ugly naked portraits anymore. Okay. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey, which was exciting and thrilling, and honestly, my arm is very sore from 2 days of sawing. But I'm very happy that we did it. Like I said, we might add a little more pizzazz to these in the future, but I'm gonna sit with them for a little bit and see how I feel. But until next time, I hope your week is great and I hope your paintings are framed. Come on. Bye. Okay, you bit me.